What the fuck? Is it working now? Is it working now? Is it working now? Is it working now? So sick of this shit. So first of all, my gym membership is fucking cut off. Second of all, I'm sorry and thank you to Johnny Appleseed. It's sad that I can't trust anybody. Ain't it? I have all of these trolls coming and telling me my shit's muted all the time, every single fucking day. So now I can't trust anybody. Thank you, CN guy. Johnny over here sending me money and I thought he was lying, so I fucking blocked him. He sent me 25. Thank you, Johnny. It's John Appleseed. Thank you. It's sad that I can't trust anybody because everybody's so fucking fake. I'm not doing any more interviews if I have to go out of my way. I have spent over $200 in less than 10 days on interviews, on running back and forth to find Wi-Fi, to do my in-person fucking interviews over Zoom. It is costing me money. I also spent an additional $30 on data last week just to be able to have data to do interviews. If I could get back the $42,000, $43,000, $45,000, there's no telling. I've started to actually keep all of my receipts, which is what I was just talking about. Oh, maybe if I take a gummy, I'll feel better. God knows I'm about ready to kill somebody. Seriously. I think about all my money. Like, I have money. That's the kicker. I have money. I shouldn't be going through these problems. And I'm sick of gaslighting. I'm sick of gaslighting people, gaslighting me, telling me that this is my fault when it's not. I have a life savings. I have $250,000 sitting in assets across town. This is not my fault. My job status is not my fault. I have tried. I've done over 5,000 applications in less than a year. Most of those 5,000 have been in the past 9 months, where I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I start filling out job applications until 11 o'clock at fucking night. I have people that come to this channel running their fucking mouth that don't even fucking work, that live at home with mama and daddy telling me that I need to try harder. Bitch, bye. Bitch, bye. You need to get missing before I make you missing. Bye. Because I look out around me and I don't see anyone. I'm sorry. I don't see anyone trying like I am. So I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the gaslighting. I'm sick of fucking people telling me who I am and who I fucking ain't. Go suck a dick. Please, Karen. And get out my face with your baloney and your self-hate trying to project onto me and my channel. I wake up every morning. I spend hours filling out job applications. I then proceed to do in-person interviews, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it. I quit trying to try. I quit trying. I don't know. I quit trying. I don't know what to do. All I know is that the interviews I had today, I had 4 of them, like every fucking day. Every time that the interview started, it started with a smile and it ended with a frown. So, and it's not from what we were talking about. It's when they recognized me. So now I'm running into an issue where almost 6 million people have seen my stuff and they know exactly who I am. And that's fine. If you are running a company and everybody's living in delusion, I don't want to work for you anyways. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of these places are, specifically like McDonald's and stuff. The Waffle House that I applied to across town, I could tell when I went in there that it was going to be a problem because I had all of my teeth. Imagine not getting hired because you're too good for the position. That is what I'm having happening to me, without a doubt. They tell me I've had them tell me, I've had them ask me, why are you applying here again? Because I'm a felon, Karen. Because I'm a fucking felon. Yeah, I know. I could be running this place, doing your job and my job at the same motherfucking time. I know, Karen, but I still need the job. So, can I have it? No. So is it that they recognize me, or is that I'm pretty and they think that it's going to cause problems? Because it absolutely causes problems. If they were to try to stick me in a Waffle House where everybody weighs 200 pounds, everybody in that Waffle House that works there is going to be hyper fixated on me. And I know this because I've lived it. I lived it. Every restaurant that I've worked at, it's been this way. I go into work and the waitresses, the bartenders, the bus boy, the manager, everybody is worried about what I am doing, what I eat, when I eat, how much I eat, where I got my shorts, how I did my hair this morning. I'm not exaggerating. And try as I may to divert them from being hyper fixated on me, I can't avoid it. And then the bullying starts. They get mad. Your hard work, your hard work ethic points out their incompetence, and it causes problems. And it's not like this at every job that I've been to, but the last 2 jobs that I worked at, it was like this. There's a lack of self-love in people, and I understand that. I understand that people are struggling emotionally, mentally. I understand that not everybody feels as confident as I do, and that's why I talk about these things. That's why I told you guys that happiness starts within, because it does, and it starts with you. It starts with loving yourself, appreciating yourself. It is not okay for me not to be hired because I'm cute, or they think that me being cute is going to cause problems. That's just crazy. But I'm telling you right now, I can see it in their eyes. I've also had people ask me, why are you applying here? Like, you're more than qualified to do. And I mean, because I have an awesome resume. I really do. I have experienced a lot of different jobs, anything from carpentry to the food service industry. I've worked in the food service industry for like 25 years. So, 15. I was 15. So 20 years, about 20 years. Sorry, but you know what I mean? Like, I've been a general manager. I was the general manager of a Sonic. I was also a general manager of several bars and grills. I also owned and operated a business with my ex. I have extensive history in business, and it wouldn't be a problem for me to go into a fucking pizza shop and run that pizza shop. The issue is that when I get into these interviews, the manager, you can immediately see a switch in them when they see me. So is it that they recognize me? I don't think so. Some of them, yes, but not all of them, because I was having this happen last year. I remember applying to a Dunkin' Donuts and a Starbucks, and the manager straight up told me that I didn't fit in to their aesthetic. I can't say what she said, but that's pretty much what she said. She said, what I heard was, why does your country bumpkin ass want to be over here with all of us lefties? I'm not, can you imagine me in a Starbucks? Like, just think about it. Just picture me with my hair done, my cute little sundress. Okay? Like, it's causing me problems. It really is. I can see them today specifically really hurt my feelings. It really did. Like, I'm sick of it. You wait till the end of the job interview to ask me if I'm a felon? You dumbass. That should have been the first question. The first question is, are you an American citizen? Do you have the right to even work in this country? That's your first question as an employer. Then you ask, have you been convicted of felonies? 1, 2. I'll never understand you asking me 100 questions, and then at the very end, despite the fact that you have my complete resume, background check, all of that in your hand, instead of looking at the paperwork in your hand, you ask me if I'm a felon when you're done with the complete end of the job, the job interview. Why wait to the end? That's so stupid. That tells me that you're incompetent of doing your job. I'm just saying. I've done a lot of hiring and firing. The first 2 questions, are you even legal to work in this motherfucker? And Have you ever been convicted of a crime? The fact that that was the last shows me that she doesn't even know how to do her job. And she's doing the hiring. You know what I mean? It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a huge problem. This is going to get worse too when it comes to getting hired somewhere, or HR departments across this country are struggling. I know they are, because I talk to them every day. I talk to them every day. Like, it's not, and it pisses me off that I go into these businesses over here and they're all Hispanics in there. Those are jobs that I could have taken. I could have took them. I could be working them. I can work at a pizza place. I can work at a Chinese place. I can, Chinese food. They sell Chinese food. I can work there. I'm just as capable as someone who does not speak English, if not more. If not more, okay? And I'm just sick of it, because a lot of the places that I've been going into, all 4 of them today, I would have been a minority. I would have been the only one. Like, the only one. And they denied me for all 4. But I knew that before we even finished the interviews. As soon as I saw their face, I could already see which way the interview was going. You can read people. You can feel what they're thinking. I can. I absolutely can. Thank you again, CN Guy and Christopher Queen. I'm trying to like it, and it won't even let me like it. This is why I never get on my computer. So first of all, I went into Planet Fitness to work out. I've been having a really bad, year and a half, okay? So I go in there to shower, and he says, oh, you can't shower your... He says you can't shower, your gym membership is cut off. Do y'all remember the other day? I said I need to pay with, my Cash App. I need to pay my gym membership with my Cash App. And they told me, don't worry about it. They said, no, let's see what the First Citizens bank account does first. We'll see if it goes through. I said, there's no money in there. Every time I have to get into my bank account, I have to verify my account every single time going through First Citizens. They have to send me a code. I have to put the code in to get in my damn bank account, even though there's face recognition on the damn phone, and First Citizens has it set up for me. It should scan my face and let me in. Smartphone my ass. Make it make sense. So they took the money out of... This is what they do. I'm going to tell you a scam that a lot of banks do that I've picked up on in the past 4 years. We're going to have a talk at 2 on this eventually, because I've been keeping a financial record of this for the past 4 years. Yeah, that's right. I'm kind of letting them scam me. I want to be able to prove it. So right here, as you can see, they took the money out of my account for the Planet Fitness. It says Planet Fitness, August 19th of 24. So the $25 was taken out of my account, sending my account into overdraft because I didn't have any money in there. They then charged me a $10 overcharge draft fee, right? Tell me why I go into Planet Fitness. Because it's paid. It's paid right there. Go into Planet Fitness, scan my phone, and they say, yeah, your account is off. And I said, no, it's not. They took the money on the 19th. He says, yeah, but the bank is denying that you had money. He's saying that the bank kicked the payment back out of the system. I noticed this in 2021. I noticed that First Citizens does this. Let me tell you what they did. They kicked the payment back out, but they're going to pocket that $30. They also pocketed the $10 overdraft fee. So they made $40 off of me. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get it? Planet Fitness is saying that I didn't pay them. First Citizens is saying that I did. When I go to them, when you go to the bank to discuss this with them, they tell you, oh yeah, your Planet Fitness is paid. But then I go to Planet Fitness and they're like, no, it's not. First Citizens rejected that. First Citizens kicked it back out. It's a scam. I can't even get into the fucking gym right now, and it says that I paid my gym membership. It's a scam. So sick of struggling when I have money. You know, I'm sick of struggling when I own land, when I own a house. I'm sick of struggling when I've invested, when I worked my whole adult life, and it's only been since these immigration issues that I cannot find a job. Back in the day, I used to be able to just walk in anywhere and be like, "Hey, are you hiring?" Now we're the hated race. White people are hated. If you don't know, if you don't feel it, good for you, honey. But I feel it. I see it every day. I feel the racism seething out of people as I walk past them, as I open doors for them, trying to be nice to them. A lot of people do not want to hire white people right now, especially white people like me who are clearly Southern and have conservative values. Um, I think that it's going to blow up in their faces for sure, and I can't wait for that to happen. But I'm seeing it. You know, it's crazy. Y'all want to investigate? I can take y'all to these restaurants and show y'all what I'm talking about. We can go in there and I can show y'all everybody's Hispanic. Half of them don't even speak English. And this is a small town, not in a sanctuary state. This is not a sanctuary state, but we absolutely behave as a sanctuary state. North Carolina not only helps immigrants, they're giving them incentives to come here. Look at the Department of Social Services in Winston-Salem. Look at the Department of Social Services in Greensboro, High Point, and Raleigh. I've been to all of their offices, and it is nothing but people who do not speak English. Now, whether or not they're from our southern border or off a damn boat, I don't know. What I do know is that they are absolutely taking American jobs. It is hindering me from being able to find a job. Absolutely. The 4 places that I interviewed at today is all 4 American companies who have traditionally hired Americans. Not anymore, honey. Just like McDonald's, wait for it. If it has not come to a town near you yet, McDonald's is only hiring Hispanics in certain cities. Yep. You know, a lot of it is about wages. They will accept a lower pay wage. A lot of it also is about reliableness. A lot of Americans are not reliable, and I understand that. That's not me, though, honey. I've never been late for work. Never. Never. Not only am I reliable, but I'm the type of person that if you call me in the middle of the night and the damn store's on fire, I'm going to be there. You can count on me. I'm going to be there with my work boots and my hard hat and my water hose ready to put the damn fire out. That's the problem, though. The last 2 companies that I ran, I was a general manager. Last 2 companies I ran, my employer did not respect me. They didn't even want to pay me $500 a week, and I was a general manager. So I quit. You can only take so much before you recognize that you are being spread thin and your employer is using you for their own fucking gain, and you got to quit. And that's what I did. And that was in Florida when I was running the Billards. I deserved more than $500 a month because not only was he making more money having me there, I had tripled his sales, tripled his customer base at the bar, and I also was not a thief. So he was having upwards of 50 grand stole from him every year from his last bartender. By firing her and allowing me to come in, he's automatically saving himself at least 50 grand a year because I'm not a thief. I'm not stealing his merchandise. I'm not pouring his beer into my friends' mouths. You know what I mean? But you think he thought about that? You think he give a fuck? He's a rich man. He don't give a fuck. I'm so sick of the system. And I'm sick of the gaslight. And that's another thing I told myself. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to continue to lie. The problems that I'm going through are not all my fault. I don't know why I ever said that they were, but the truth is that half of the shit that I'm going through, I shouldn't be going through. It's because of other people's actions. Plain and simple. And I'm sick of like sitting here lying to the public. Most of the things that I'm going through are not my fault. Other people's actions have impacted my life. Is it my fault that I chose to be around people like that? Absolutely. That's where it's my fault. That's where it's my fault. That I trusted what I thought was my family at the time to hold money for me because it grew interest. That's why I put it into an IRA. It's a money market account. It grows interest. That's why I gave it to him to put into savings for me. And once again, I was only 16 years old when I met this person, and he was in his 50s. He absolutely kidnapped me. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I did not have free will, and I was not a free agent for over 15 years. It's a miracle that I'm even sane enough to even talk about these things and process what's happened to me. And I'm sick of saying that me being homeless is my own fault when it's not. It absolutely isn't. It's the system. It's the fact that all of the American jobs, we have a job shortage. Let's start there. Let's start by acknowledging that there's a job shortage when they say that there isn't, when we've clearly found evidence to support that there is. I've read you guys thousands of layoffs. There's more layoffs that we were talking about today. There's more companies going out of business and laying people off than there are companies operating right now. Like, it's crazy. Opening. We have more businesses going out of business than opening. That's what I mean. But also, all of the jobs that I qualify for, they're lower skilled jobs. Those are the jobs that are being taken by a lot of immigrants. And I do believe that everyone should have the right to work, but I also believe that the American people should come first. Plain and simple. And also, how are you working a job if you don't speak English? Mark my words. Mark my words. There will come a time where the majority of America has to be bilingual. I mean, it's almost like they're trying to make us have to learn Spanish. I want to learn Spanish. I think Spanish is beautiful. But do you see what I'm saying? At what point do we draw the line and say, whoa, wait a second. This is America. We speak English here. Like, I just don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay at all to expect. I don't think that it's okay to expect people to work that can't speak English. How does that work? Like I was telling y'all today at that one job, she was asking me if I was going to have a problem talking to people if they don't speak English. And I'm like, what does she even mean by that? What? I mean, yeah, if they don't speak English, there's going to be a language barrier. But what do you mean? Do I have a personal problem with it? Like, maybe I misunderstood the question. I probably misunderstood the question. But she says, are you going to have a problem working with others who don't speak English? I'm not saying it right. That's not what she said, Brooke. I don't know what the fuck she said. Sorry. Maybe I need to. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I wonder if I could film these interviews and post them because they're so wild. So wild. Sometimes sometimes I have to hang up, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I've hung up on a bunch of people. I have to because I'm losing my mind and like realizing that the person that you're talking to on the phone, that would be your boss every day is sometimes so overwhelming how stupid people are. I have to hang up. What's crazy is that they don't call me back. They don't call back. Ah, they don't call back. Good. Last year, I don't know. I want to say it was like November, December. I was somewhere. I want to say I was in Florida, but I might not have been. I don't remember. I had a job interview and she says something about, they asked me, she says, we are firm supporters of the LGBTQ+. She's like, are you a supporter of the LGBTQ+? They asked me that during a job interview. Y'all know I'm a smart ass, right? I said, yeah, as long as their actions don't affect my life. Like, she did not like that. That was not the right answer. But why are they asking questions like that in a job interview? That's what I'm saying. It seems like there's a disconnect with reality and like the delusion that these people live in, like even the people that are hiring, like Walmart even. I've tried to get hired at Walmart. The majority of people that are doing the hiring through Walmart should not even be in that position. Not only are they rude as hell, but they're racist. Plain and simple. There's no other word for discriminating against me because of my skin color and because of how cute I am. That's another thing that I was saying a while ago. I'm done letting people gaslight me into feeling like I am or am not something. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that get on here. They talk about my age. They talk about my looks. Like, shut the fuck up. When you want to show us a picture of you, then I'll take your opinion into consideration. When you're homeless, trying like I am, when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start filling out hundreds of job applications every day, when you're out here trying like I am, then I'll take your opinion into consideration, plain and simple. Like, I get so annoyed with people coming and saying, oh, one stupid kid says, you need to try harder. Bitch. 5,000 job applications? You've never done that in your life. Ever. And you gonna come here and tell me that I need to try harder? I spent hundreds of dollars last week just in gas running around, doing job interviews on the phone. And their face always, this week, it's been the same thing. It's usually a woman. Today was mainly women, but and it's women that act like this. Like, they'll usually text you to make sure that you're ready for the Zoom, or they'll text you like the morning of telling you what time. Sometimes I'll get my job interview set up the day that I get a call back. Sometimes it'll be after I get a call back, I'll get an email confirmation. It's done so many different ways. It is entirely different in every different job that I apply for. Policy and procedure on the callback and when the Zoom's going to be, or if it's just a phone call. Some of them do phone interviews, which I appreciate. A lot of the Zoom, and also I've even did job applications on WhatsApp. So through WhatsApp, services. So it just depends. But also FaceTime. I do a lot of FaceTime interviews. They do those nowadays. That's the majority of all that I've been doing, because I told you guys I'm not driving to a whole nother city to do in-person interviews and doing that 5 days a week. That is how I spent 40 grand. I was spending 1 month. I spent $8,000 in 1 month. Now that included the accommodations like my lunch, my gas, but that was one trip for like 20 something job interviews in Florida last year. Y'all were with me for that. And I spent 8 grand in that month. That's including my food, my travel. That was going from job interview to job interview. I was waking up, going to one at 8 o'clock, another one at 10 o'clock, another one at 11 o'clock. There were days in Florida that I would have upwards of 7 job interviews in person in a day. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not. I said that I wasn't going to do these damn interviews, and here I am still doing them. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. I could have at least $200-$300 in my pocket right now if I wouldn't have been doing interviews since the first of the month. At least. You know, here's what pisses me off. I went over there on the 17th and I said, can I use my Cash App card to pay for my Planet Fitness? And they told me that the system wouldn't let them because they didn't want to take their time to do what I needed to do. Here we are 4 days, 5 days later, and I don't even have a gym membership. I can't even go wash my ass because the people at Planet Fitness and First Citizen don't know how to do their job. Well, First Citizen's a scam anyways. They hold cash payment for days. First Citizen, it will only be beneficial to you if you have money. Look, trying to get back into my bank account. I got to do this shit again. Yeah, if you have money, then they're not going to take money from you. They make money off of robbing people. on overdraft fees. I wanted to see if it was still on there. Yeah. Planet Fitness right there, baby. The 25th. I'm sorry, the 19th. Let me just call them.
Thank you for calling Planet Fitness in Eden. This is Alex speaking. How may I help you?
Hey, Alex, this is Brooke. I was just there.
Yes, name is Brooke.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my bank account and it's telling me that the money was taken out of my account.
Yeah, it's just on our end. It's saying it got you kicked back out. It could take a couple of days to get back on your card.
Well, I mean, obviously, I can't wait a couple of days. I mean, I need to shower, you know. So, can I pay with my Cash App card?
Yeah, that might work actually. If you want to come back and try to make that work, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way that I have to shower and all of that. So, yeah.
I understand. I can try to work something out for you for sure.
All right. Well, I'll see you in a little while. Thank you so much. Sorry about it.
Absolutely, Ms. Brooke. No problem. No problem.
Bye. So they're always, it's not the workers, and I recognize that. It's the fucking system. My bank should have never allowed that money to be drafted because I didn't have money in there. And my account is set up to not allow that to happen. But time and time again, once in a blue moon, there'll be one or two random charges that First Citizens just lets Jesus and everybody else take money out my account. Make it make sense. If there's no money in there, stop doing that. And I've already set the account up every time I call. And I said, hey, y'all done fucked me over again for your little $10. Yeah, I'm going to need you to fix that. And they say, oh, we got it fixed. And everything's fine for 3 or 4 months. And then like this month, out of the clear blue freaking sky, I was going to pay with my Cash App to start with. I tried to on the 16th. I tried to on the 17th. I tried to on the 18th. Then by the 19th, the payment was processing. Everything's been fine until today. Make it make sense. It is the 24th. I am so sorry, John. I really thought that you were lying to me. And ain't that sad? Ain't that sad? I can't trust nobody. Nobody. I also was telling you guys that people will send me money on Cash App and they'll attach their phone number and tell me to contact them. And I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about you, Miss Pam. I'm talking about men. Let me clarify. I don't even know if Pam is in here. Hey, Pam, I hope you're doing well if you are. I'm talking about men. They will send me $5, let's say, on Cash App or something, and then they'll attach their number and tell me to contact them. They think I'm an escort if you don't get it. Let me tell you. It's men looking for a hooker. It just blows my mind. It's like people don't put 2 and 2 together. Y'all are with me 90% of the time. Don't you think if I was a hooker, I wouldn't be broke? I mean, just food for thought. Wouldn't I have money if I was selling ass? If I was even like that? Who was this guy? Hold on, I'll call him out by name. If I was, oh God, another John. So first of all, John Appleseed is Jon. There's another John, John, that attached his phone number. I can only imagine what he has in mind for us. Like, dude, I don't get people at all. I don't get it. And everybody's like, oh, they're trying to help you. No, they're not. Stop being fucking naive. That's what got me in this situation. God. No, they're not. Like the person on here today, oh, I'll give you a job. Da, 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 da. Yeah, and the last person I talked to was a married couple trying to fuck me. Stop being naive. Please. The majority of people want to see you fail. They're not actually out here offering you this wonderful job or even a chance at a job. And like I said today, if it's the Greensboro, Winston-Salem area, okay, I'll be there. Tell me when and where. But I'll be damned if I'm giving my phone number to anybody, number one, because you're not about to dox my fucking phone number so that it causes me more fucking problems. See, that's another thing. People are not able to put themselves in my shoes. They don't understand how this works. They don't understand that getting in contact with some of these people would be enough to ruin my whole channel. And I care. I do care. I care more than most people. I think that that's the problem. I wish that I didn't care. I wish that I could be grimy like everybody else. I wish that I could just sleep around with everybody and make all the fucking money and do all the fucking drugs and not even have a conscience about it. But the fact is I'm not that person. I've never been that person. And I'm never going to be that person. I don't care how bad things get. You know, my truck payment is now 3 months behind as of the 1st. So they're going to take it. It's not if, it's when. The last message that I received said the 24th. Well, today's the 24th and I haven't heard anything from anybody. So, I can't even zoom in. I'm trying to show you this Alley Financial thing, but it has my personal information on it. September 24th. So, that was the last I heard. First Citizens, I'm sorry. See how it has Face ID? Face ID. Face ID! So why do I need to put my phone number in? Like, is this you? Let me text you and see if it's the same number, because that means that it's the same person, not their face. Nowhere is going to hire me. They're not going to do it. Whether it has to do with me being overly qualified, which is what I'm hearing a lot. I've literally had employers say, why are you applying here? What are you doing here? Like, they look at me and ask me that. I've also had multiple job interviews where they clearly state that not only am I overly qualified, but I'm more qualified than they are. Why do you want to cook at the Waffle House? Because I need a job, Karen, because I need a job. But also, how many of these job interviews am I doing? They recognize me and they know that I'm conservative. So they did an account verification from YouTube on September 6th. So they verified my bank account to send me my paycheck, but I've still yet to get it. And once again, how does $3,000 turn into $800? Those were donations that you guys gave me that I don't get. I only get 30% of them. So just like CN guy just gave me $10, I get $3 of that. How is this even legal? How does that turn into $800? If that, I'm guesstimating off of their guesstimation. I spend double of that in gas a month. I just want to be clear. Cackly has no plan or clue. I agree, Jeffrey. I agree. So if you come to my channel and you say something like, you look so healthy right here, that's an underhanded comment. You're automatically going to get blocked. Yeah. Because you're insinuating that I don't look healthy on a daily basis. That makes you a juvenile. That means that you are immature and you're rude. You're a mean ass. And then people wonder why I'm mean. I'm mean towards people that are mean. Get with the program. I've never been mean to anybody that wasn't mean to me, ever. I have never in my entire life been mean to anyone that was not mean to me first. Y'all will never see me cry again. I'm never going to cry again because this isn't my fault. My current situation is not my fault. I have a restaurant owner that owes me thousands of dollars. I have my abuser that has stole $80,000 from me, plus my home, plus my land that I am going to get back one day. I don't care if it takes me 20 years. There is no statute of limitations on property. And then I have you two that owed me a check on the 21st, and it's the 24th. I'm going to lose all of my personal property on the 1st because I have not paid my storage unit. It's due on the 1st, and y'all know how she's been dying to get in there. Y'all know. Hell, they done broke the lock off of it once. To the point to where the lock was completely broken after that. Never worked again. Had to go buy a whole new lock. And my truck payment is going to be 3 months behind on the 1st. So things, I try to stay positive and I try to be upbeat, and it does me no good. It does me no good. I dropped $200 on a lawsuit, and now I'm not even going to be able to make it to that lawsuit. I don't have the gas to go to fucking court. I don't even have the gas to get through the fucking week. I've got 6 in-person interviews tomorrow. I've got 11 on Thursday and 7 on Friday as of right now. And this is my daily life. This is what I do. I wake up, do job interviews, fill out applications, cry myself to sleep, do it all over. This is what I've been doing since 2009, kind of. At least in 2009 through 2016, I could walk into a business, ask if they were hiring. If they were hiring, then I was usually a good candidate because I'm a hard worker. I have great people skills. I have so many great qualities when it comes to working with the public. I know on here that I'm crazy with you guys, but I can promise you in person, I hold myself to a more professional and serious level. So I'm more than qualified for all of the jobs that I've been applying to. One can only assume that it's because of my criminal record, but also I've noticed that it's because the demographics of certain places have changed. Races have changed. We have a lot of immigrants in North Carolina, and it absolutely has impacted me being able to find a job. Absolutely. Just today, all 4 places that I interviewed at, they told me that I was going to be a minority. And they asked if that was going to be a problem. And I said, no, not at all. I don't care what race you are. Race is not the problem. The problem is non-American citizens taking jobs that I am more than qualified for. North Carolina is not a sanctuary state, but we do act like one. And it's only going to get worse. We have job shortages. We got unemployment spiking. And slowly but surely, we're learning the truths about all of the lies that have taken place in the past 4 years. Slowly but truly. Quickly, too. Seems like every day there's another story out, and it's like, oh, they were lying. Again. Never ending. I'm wondering if I should close that First Citizens bank account and take out a fucking suit on them. Seriously. They'd settle it out of court. They won't let it proceed. You'll go through litigation and they'll pay you outside of court. But seriously, I have enough bank records to prove that they've stolen thousands of dollars from me by doing shit like this. Because here's the thing. You heard what he said on the phone. He said that the bank is rejecting the payment. No, they're not. Y'all see it. The bank took the payment. So that bank pockets the money. The $30 that they're claiming that went to Planet Fitness, it's not going to go to Planet Fitness. You just heard what he said on the phone. First Citizens is going to pocket that money. And they've been doing that to me for years. Years. But, here's the thing. I have real life problems. Do you think that I have time to be down at the bank every day when they're stealing money from me? And here's the thing, they do good for 2 or 3 months and then they fall back off track, steal money from me right under my freaking nose. And usually it's when my truck payment is due, which is what notifies me to the fact that they stole money. If I went and put $100 in there today, by tomorrow that $100 would be gone. They'd make sure of it. I don't know on what, honey, but it would be gone. I don't even know how to explain what they do, but they are absolutely banks, financial institutions. They are the original scam artists. Yeah. We're going to do a talk on too on them, because there's a lot of banks being sued right now for exactly what I'm talking about. And it just so happens that it traditionally happens to the lower income and middle class population. Bank of America was doing it, and also Wells Fargo. I think those are the two that have pending lawsuits for exactly what I'm talking about. I got to see it. Ooh, it was a nice one. Where's those baby wipes? I'm out of everything again. Baby wipes. I've got cleaning wipes. I don't have. Oh, yeah, I do. I've got like 2 yard. Oh, it's one. It's 1 Yardly. So I have one baby wipe. I do have these cleaning wipes, so that's good. And I also have these, but I don't like them, y'all. We bought these the other day. They smell good. They smell like mint. They're multi-surface cleaning wipes. They just have a weird texture. Like the wipe is weird. I mean, you don't wipe your ass with those. You clean with those. I was literally on the phone for 5 hours this morning. Job interviews. And I'm talking back to back to back. Like, I didn't even get a breath in between the first two. Before she was already, I was still on the phone with the first one when the second one was calling me. Think about asking your employer, though, if they have a problem working with people that don't speak English. That's crazy to me. But I've been noticing, I got interviewed at another place. It was a retail store. And she asked me if I would be willing to help people speak English. I said, what? She's like, would you be willing to assist with people who might need help with learning stuff? And I'm like, yeah, that's not a problem. But what she was trying to do was train me to train Hispanics or people that don't speak English. Also, I found that Reddit thread about the bartending thing. I figured out why they would want to put me in as a busboy instead of a bartender, but still let me bartend. And it was absolutely because of the pay. I found a thread on Reddit that was describing exactly what I was talking about. There was other bartenders in the thread talking about they recently went to get a bartending position, but the owner was trying to give them a different job title. Your job title kind of determines your pay, Like if you're a busboy in a restaurant, you're making $7.15 an hour. That's the bottom of that's the bottom of the dishwasher. That's the bottom of the bottom. If you're a waitress, then you're going to make $2.15 an hour, but you're making tips. Your $2.15 you never even see, but your tips is going to be way more than what the busboy is making, even at $7, because that's only $2.80 a week if he's working 40 hours. So a bartender can make $100 a day. Do you see what I'm saying? But also, at the restaurant that I was applying for, they pay their bartenders, I think it was $10 an hour, but I might be wrong. So the reason he wanted me to be a busboy and sometimes bartend was so he could pay me $3 less. Do you get what I'm saying? If I was a busboy, he was only giving me $7 an hour. So a bartender, he pays, I think it was 10. And he said, well, we don't need a bartender right now. Sometimes we do, but how about we let you bus tables, and when we need a bartender, I'll throw you in. And then the next time I talked to him, because we talked 3 times on the phone, then the next time I talked to him, he's like, well, when you get in here and get trained, we'll get you trained behind the bar first. And I'm like, okay, so you're training me for this job, but you're telling me that you're going to have me titled as this job. It was sketchy. It's definitely about the pay. Now that I found that thread on Reddit, I understand exactly what was happening. He was hoping to throw me in there as a bartender, but pay me as a busboy. If you're interviewing with people that are already scamming you to your damn face, how do you think the job environment's going to go? It's going to be hell. It's going to be absolute hell. Just like when I got hired at the restaurant, I had a feeling. When the sexual harassment started, I had a feeling. I said, there's a good chance that these people are going to get mad at me, that I won't sleep with them. And they did. And then they started to bully me and punish me because I wouldn't sleep with them. But I had a feeling from the start. I could feel it in my gut. I could feel it in the shiftiness and the shystiness of the employees. Sometimes you can just feel those things. I can feel fake energy. I can, and it's not, it's fake energy. I can feel the fakeness. Like, you just seem off. You seem shysty and shady, and I can feel that. I can look at you and tell that you're not real. Like, you're a real human, but you're not you're not real. You know what I mean? Like, you're not real. Well, I guess I'm about to go down here and pay this. I'm sorry again, John. I thought you were lying to me. Ain't that sad that I freaking can't trust anybody because so many people get on here and lie? And that's another thing. I'm so annoyed having all of these technology issues. It is 2024. I pay a cell phone bill every single month. There's no reason that I should have issues jumping on a Zoom call. But God, let me tell you, I do all the time, every single day. So I asked a guy who's in Australia if there was people being displaced or ran out of their own homes in Australia, and he said yes. He said, we have tents going up everywhere under bridges and parks. It's the worst I've ever seen in my life. So this is because of immigration in Australia. The UK and Australia is both having similar issues, if not worse. You know, you would think that we would take this as a lesson and learn from their mistakes, but apparently not. Apparently, this was the Biden administration's blueprint. They took a blueprint from Australia and the UK. You know, it's crazy that we have citizens of certain cities coming out stating that they saw these receipts, that it was $30,000, $28,000 on a freaking EBT cash receipt. But I believe it. I absolutely believe it, because I know that they want those immigrants here. Y'all, it's part of a plan. It's absolutely part of a plan. They want to displace American citizens that way that they can control you. If you are homeless, sick, and in need, you're going to be standing on the government steps with your hand out saying, can you help me? Please help me. I need some food stamps. I need a house. I need this. I need that. That's the position they want you in. That way they can control you. And if you think for a moment that next year ain't going to be worse when it comes to taxes going up, and it's going to be worse. It's already, hell, I was just looking earlier and they're talking about something about an interest cut. Hold on one second. I literally just saw it. Oh, I wish I could cook with you, Samantha. She's cooking blueberry muffins on live. I would eat your blueberry muffins, girl. They look good. It's one of my favorite fruit, blueberries. I literally just saw it. Now I can't find it. Oh, it's this guy. I like his channel. You can't even see the man, Brooke. There we go. I like his channel. He's a financial tax guy. That's another thing. Y'all remember when I went into the bank and I asked the lady at the bank, I said, do I need a financial advisor? And she told me no. So apparently there's going to be some rate cuts in the housing market, which is good, right? Like, people will be able to buy home, right?
Today's housing market updates is very important because the Federal Reserve started cutting interest rates last week. And they've made it very clear that they'll continue to cut interest rates this year, next year, and 2026. So let's discuss the consequences on mortgage interest rates and home prices.
Somebody in the comments says, update. Already unaffordable housing will become even more unaffordable.
First, let's start off with the current situation. In the U.S., the median sale price of a home is $433,229. So this has gone up by 46% over the past 5 years. Year over year, home prices are up 3.1%. So if you look at month over month, from July until August, you will see that home prices have fallen slightly. Is this the start of a U.S. housing market crash? Personally, I would say that the month-over-month decline is more of seasonality than anything else. In 2023, in 2022, in 2021, home prices fell slightly from July to August, similar to 2024. So first, let's get this out of the way. I don't want to linger on this. Has the housing market crashed? The answer is no. The housing market has not crashed. So there are people that will continue to say that, the housing market has not crashed, but it's coming soon. It's coming very soon. This is what it looked like just before the crash. Like, they're still sticking to that story. But they've been saying that since 2021, 2022, 2023. And guess what? 2024 is almost over. I can't make this stuff up. And you know what's even crazier? There are people, I'll say delusional people that are saying that home prices have already crashed. Okay, so if home prices have already crashed, let me ask you, this is a serious question. If home prices have crashed, then how much has your property taxes gone down by? If home prices have crashed, then how much has your home insurance premiums gone down by? If home prices have crashed, then are you saying that homes are affordable again?
No.
So I'll just say stop the nonsense.
They're not.
Okay. Now that we've established firmly that there has not been a housing
He's so
market
annoyed.
crash,
I
let's
love
have an
it.
honest conversation, a real conversation about mortgage interest rates and home prices. So last week, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 0.5%. They cut the Fed funds interest rate from 5.5% to 5.0%. So the Fed funds interest rates, you could think of that as the benchmark. If they cut that rate, then mortgage interest rates will go down. It's not guaranteed to happen, but generally that's what happens. But I'll say this, before the Federal Reserve had their meeting, the market knew, it was so obvious that they would cut interest rates at that meeting on September 18th. In anticipation of rate cuts, mortgage interest rates started to fall. So look at that headline from Reuters. Mortgage interest rates fall to a 2-year low of 6.15%. So here's a 1-year chart. This is coming from the Fed, and I'm telling you, it will continue falling. So listen, it's not going to go straight down. As you can see, if it goes up and down, but overall, it will trend down. Okay, so why am I saying that? It's because the Federal Reserve gave their projections. They are projecting that they're going to cut interest rates by another 0.5% this year in 2024. They're projecting that they're going to cut interest rates another 1 percentage point next year in 2025 and another 0.5% in 2026.
They're going to cut.
So they're going to continue cutting interest rates. Now listen, I want you to think about this logically. Just think about this. What would stop the Federal Reserve from cutting interest rates? They would stop cutting interest rates if inflation reaccelerates meaningfully, right? But I'll tell you this, inflation will not reaccelerate meaningfully anytime soon. It's not going to be immediate because there's a lag effect. It takes time. So maybe it will reaccelerate in what, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months? But by that time, they'll have already cut interest rates, and they'll have cut interest rates substantially. Now listen, third quarter of this year is basically over. July, August, September. By Q1 2025, I expect mortgage interest rates, the average, to be in the 5% range. So I'm talking about the 30-year fixed. So I know that 5%, that's not as good as 3%, but I mean, it's
I could never.
You have to remember that a year ago, October of last year, average mortgage interest rates on a 30-year fix were around 7.7%. So look at this. This is a 5-year chart of average mortgage interest rates. We peaked out here in October of 2023, and interest rates have been headed down.
Somebody said in the comments, realtors still trying to sell homes built in the 1950s for $400K blows my mind. Me too, girl. Me too.
But are we ever going back here to average mortgage interest rates of 3% or lower? Based on the Fed's projections, their answer is no. It's a clear-cut no. However, that's if everything goes according to plan, their plan. But
somebody else said, imagine $500,000 being the median for basically a whatever ass entry-level house in the U.S. What a joke this country has become. So Brian is a financial YouTuber. I do like his stuff. We don't agree on a lot of stuff, but he's smarter than I am, so I still listen to him.
I'll tell you, I'm just being honest here. If there's another crisis, then the Federal Reserve will have to cut interest rates even deeper. And if they do, in that type of scenario, yes, there's a chance that we might see mortgage interest rates around 3% again. Okay, so what crisis? I mean, you take your pick. It could be a recession. It could be a stock market crash. It could be World War III. It could be a black swan event. You name it. But on the flip side, if inflation starts to reaccelerate more quickly, then, again, the Federal Reserve will have to stop cutting interest rates, and they'll have to actually raise interest rates, and then we might go back to mortgage interest rates of 7%, maybe even 8%. But I'll just tell you, I mean, I showed you both sides. We'll just take it one step at a time. I'll say Q4 of this year, I do not expect inflation to reaccelerate meaningfully. That means in Q1 2025, if we continue down with the rate cuts, that we'll be in the 5% range for mortgage interest rates. So if you've been waiting for your opportunity to refinance, your time is coming very soon. If you're hoping to buy a home soon,
I need to refinance.
If you're going to buy a home soon, honestly, I would not be too concerned about mortgage interest rates spiking back up. It's very unlikely to happen. Now, let's talk about home prices. I want this to be absolutely clear. So if mortgage interest rates go down, then you know that that's going to add to demand, and that's going to add inflationary pressure, right? So please don't misunderstand the situation. It doesn't automatically mean that home prices are going to shoot up. No, that's not what it means. It just means that if home prices were to go down, then they're just not going to go down by as much. And if home prices are going to go up, then they're going to go up faster and even higher. It just means that there's going to be more inflationary pressure. Now, if you want my opinion, personally, here's what I believe. I believe that the Federal Reserve and the government are making the situation worse. That's what I believe. They're inflating the everything bubble. That's what they're doing. All I can say is that this is going to end badly. Obviously, we don't know. We can't pinpoint a specific date. I'm not saying that the housing market is going to crash. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it could be even worse. They can hyperinflate the situation.
He's been making these predictions for years.
Okay, if you want a timeline, I can't give you a specific date, but I can tell you it's not going to happen anytime soon. We're not going to see signs of hyperinflation in 2025. It's not going to happen. It's very, very unlikely. But yes, we're shifting back to an easier monetary policy. They're going to print more money. They're going to lower interest rates, and that's all inflationary. That's a given. So are they going to make the situation worse? Yes, absolutely. It's just a question, a matter of how much worse and how quickly. And I want to address this. I love this question. Is it a good time to buy a home right now? I'll give you an answer. So I'll tell it to you like this.
Horrible.
What was the median home price in the U.S. in 2007 before the housing market crash?
So what was the median home price in 2007 before the market crashed? $200,000? I don't know. That's my guess. No, 180.
It was about $240,000.
Oh, 240.
So yeah, right after
close.
that, the market crashed. But what's the median home price right now? $433,000. So when was the best time to buy a home? It was years ago. It was yesterday. Today is probably better than tomorrow. If you're going to buy a home to live in for at least 4 years as your primary residence, then I would tell you, shop around for a good deal. I mean, I understand that the market is lousy right now, but if you find a good deal, I would buy it. I would say...
So there's a guy on here called Black Christopher. He says that he's been saving for a down payment for years. If house prices go up, then that means that I will have to continue saving for even longer. I might never be able to own a home. Me either, Christopher. Well, actually own one, but I'm selling that property to a family. Property tax assessors fraudulently evaluate your property worth. So it was interest cuts for the housing market that got cut. And there's other people saying that it won't save us from a crash. Ultimately, he's saying that this is not a crash. And him and I think this guy. Hold on. Let me show y'all. So if you're into financial stuff, he's a great one. It's Clear Value Tax. Clear Value Tax. And then there's another guy too that I really like. He walks around neighborhoods. This guy, Michael Bordinaro. Oh God, y'all. Bordinaro. Michael Bordinaro. So he's really good. A lot of his videos are a little longer, but there's so much information in there. And he talks about the housing crisis, taxes. I mean, anything to do with the economy. If you want to learn about this stuff, both of them are really good people. And also, breaking news. Hold on.
We continue to follow breaking news out of Greensboro. The son of the man who's accused of attempting to assassinate former President Donald Trump, now facing serious charges of his own. Orrin Ruth, son of Ryan Ruth, just appeared in federal court within the last hour and a half on charges of possessing child
This is in my area.
Images. He was arrested this week after investigators found hundreds of files of child sexual abuse material in his possession while searching his Greensboro home. Our crew is in the courtroom, and they say that Ruth showed no emotion as if he faced a judge this
Go
afternoon.
figure.
Welcome to the Fox 8 4 o'clock news. I'm Chad Tucker.
And I'm Natalie Wilson. Fox 8's Elijah Skipper is live at Orrin Ruth's home along Van Wert Street in Greensboro. Elijah, what have you learned?
Yeah, the lights are on outside Orrin Ruth's home, and a car appears to be in the driveway, but it doesn't seem like anyone is home. I spoke with a mechanic who shares this driveway. He didn't want to go on camera, but told me while working yesterday, he saw Orrin walking down the driveway in a hoodie, cowboy hat, and carrying a bag. Moments later, FBI agents swarmed in, yelled, "Freeze FBI," and arrested him right here. According to court documents, the FBI searched Ruth's apartment last weekend and uncovered multiple electronic devices. Investigators say these devices contain hundreds of files of child pornography. It took agents 1 day to obtain a warrant to search those devices. Greensboro police initially arrested Ruth on drug charges on Saturday. They say he's accused of possessing cocaine, MDMA.
What did I tell y'all?
Various drug paraphernalia.
I called it.
On Monday, federal agents took him into custody on more serious charges. We reached out to Greensboro police and the FBI to find out what led to the search.
I told you that the second Trump assassinator looked like he was strung out on meth or cocaine. Then his son is arrested for possession of cocaine. And you might be saying, well, Brooke, that doesn't mean the father was like father, like son, honey. You're guilty by association, okay? It just the comments, the rotten apple didn't fall far from the tree now, did it? That man looks crazy as hell. He does. That man looks crazy as hell. He looks completely deranged. Facts. Hold on. Y'all remember when the son came out? We spoke about this. I told you guys that the son of the attempted Trump shooter, the son of him, I told you he came out and said he told the public not to judge his father for one failed mistake. Okay, that's pretty huge, sir. Wendy Foster, she says, is this the same son that asked everyone not to judge his dad from one act? Wow, disgusting. Remember that? The son said that. Look, then another guy, Tyler's Kiss, says, also claimed his dad never had so much as a parking ticket and was a hard worker when the man is an actual felon and has spent most of his adult life unemployed unless we count his obvious work for the feds. What? Did he work for the feds? Wow, then somebody commented and said felonious, but mostly non-adjudicated. Y'all, this is wild. Somebody said he wasn't dropped as an infant. He was thrown. Why does he look like that? Look at his eyes. Hold on.
We continue to follow breaking news out of Greensboro. The
He
son
looks
of the man accused
deranged.
of attempting to assassinate.
That's cocaine eyes. Lord, y'all are brutal. So the whole family is totally nuts? Question mark. He got crazy eyes like his old man. Awful. What a family. God, these are so funny. That one, though. Looks like he just left a Diddy party. A family of criminals. He has the look of insanity, as does his father. That's crazy. Oh my God, y'all. What is this? Former police chaplain accused.
Southport police chaplain and IMPD civilian employee is facing charges of child molestation. Court documents show that it happened over 100 times, according to the allegations. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Dan Spieler.
And I'm Birshal Edmeng. That horrific case coming to light after the victim told the school counselor and the suspect made her feel unsafe, confiding there in that authority and adult. Fox 9's Scarlett O'Hara breaks down everything we know so far. Court documents say last month, a young girl confessed to her school counselor that she had been sexually abused for years. That led to an investigation into a man with former ties to IMPD and Southport Police, who now faces child molestation charges. 73-year-old Sylvester Driscoll is accused of sexually abusing an 8-year-old girl dozens of times over the past couple of years. Her school counselor told investigators the child described feeling unsafe around him, that Driscoll showed her sexually explicit material on his phone, touched and raped her, and used threats to keep her quiet. These are the worst possible cases. They are heart-wrenching and horrible.
And imagine how long he's been doing this. 73.
It's unthinkable. Beth White, president of the Indiana Coalition to End Sexual Assault and Human Trafficking, says when victims are that young, they often react through regressive behaviors the girl's counselor noticed, according to court documents.
In other cases, children of that age will become violent themselves, or they'll become sexually inappropriate. We often hear about young people starting to act out some of the things that they've seen.
Southport police confirmed Driscoll once served as chaplain, but retired several years ago. He also worked as a civilian employee for IMPD from 1996 through 2019. Most recently, our law enforcement sources confirmed Driscoll was part of the Center Township Constable staff.
Then to have somebody who should be in
disgusting. Y'all, did y'all see this? Hold on, I gotta show you this. Did y'all see this story of this inmate that R-worded another inmate while he was in custody for R-wording 2 other women? Let me see if I can find this. He literally, y'all see him like army crawling backwards? So this man was arrested. This man was arrested for assaulting 2 women violently. Now I can't find the damn story. In jail yesterday. So let me go back. So first of all, he was in jail for R-wording 2 women. While he was in jail, they had, it's like the jail is set up where there's females on one side and males on the other, but there is a desk there with a detention officer, and it's like an invisible line that separates the men from the women while they're processing. When you are arrested, they'll hold you for a short period of time. They'll get you dressed out. They'll strip search you. They might feed you. You have to do paperwork, and then they'll send you into general population. This was before that. These people were being processed. They had just been arrested. They were going through the process of being processed, and the guard did not see that one of the male inmates had crawled down to the floor. He's crawling backwards like a spider around this desk right in front of an officer. He crawls over to the women's side. He pulls his pants down and R-words a woman right there in jail in front of an officer. I've got to show you the video. It is crazy. And the whole time, I'm just like, I'm screaming at the TV. I'm like, please look up. Officer, look up. Officer, pay attention. How do you not hear that? Imagine being in jail for SA, and then here it is. It says a man is facing charges for a string of sexual assaults, is accused of attempting to rape a woman while in custody. Justin Avery was arrested on the 11th after assaulting 5 women near Arizona State University's campuses. Days later, while he was waiting to see a judge, the video shows Avery sneaking past a guard. I'm looking for the video. Justin Avery was his name. Justin. Why is it this hard to find stuff? Video. Here it is.
April 11th, Justin Avery was arrested, accused of assaulting 2 women near Arizona State's campus. Avery was free the very next day when police say he assaulted 3 more women, also at ASU. Later that week, Avery was in the Maricopa County Intake, Transfer, and Release Facility near 27th Ave and Buckeye, awaiting court processing for the charges. The facility is separated into 2 sides, male and female. But watch on the screen as security cameras show Avery dropping to the ground and beginning to crawl, undetected by detention officers, over to the female side of the facility. We'll stop the video here, but it shows him getting behind a woman who was asleep and lowering his pants. Court records say another woman said aloud, "Hey, get off her," to which video shows Avery shushing the woman, the noise alerting an officer who called for backup. The entire incident lasting about a minute and a half. When questioned later, Avery told investigators he crawled like a, quote, spider, drawn to the woman's physical appearance. But how did he go undetected? We asked MCSO about the incident, and they told ABC 15 in part, quote, detention officers.
Do y'all see the officer? That's why.
All of the time. And they say once seen,
Look at them
detention officers
officers.
responded immediately, removed the inmate to an enclosed cell.
Unbelievable. Right in jail custody. Thank you to John Appleseed again for sending me that $30. That'll be enough to cover my gym membership. It's $27. And I'm sorry that I have trust issues. At least when I'm wrong, I try to admit it. I mean, shit, it's better than most people. I thought that, listen, I've had people send me money and talk shit. It's just a way for people to contact you. You know what I mean? A lot of people view that just as a way to contact you, and they go out of their way to do so and try to, request money just to talk to you, or they will insult you. I've had people send me $1 and make an insult on there, like call me names, tell me. I had one guy that sent me $1, told me to jump off of a bridge. I had another, and it was the same guy. He sent me $5 in one day telling me to kill myself. So there's a lot of lovely people out there. That's why I have trust issues. And I'm sorry, I don't know how that even happened. This is what I'm saying. I've been having technology issues all day. How did my computer hook up to my damn truck? I don't know, but it did, and that's why you couldn't hear me. I have never touched the Bluetooth on this computer to this thing. And for the past week, we were in here the other day. Remember, I cut the volume up so you could hear it? It does it automatically. I assumed that because I have a speaker here, that it would connect to the Bluetooth. Apparently not. Sorry. I thought that all the people that were telling me that it was muted was gaslighting me, because I have trolls that come and do that on every video. Pretty much. A lot of them. So I'm really sorry. And thank you. I'm headed over here. I'm so mad. So this gym membership has cost me over $60 now. This not having the $35 in the account. I had the $35 in Cash App, and I offered to pay with my Cash App, and Planet Fitness told me that I couldn't. They told me that they could not undo what had already been done. They could not unburden what had been burdened. So I was stuck. If they can't fix it and I can't fix it, we can't do anything about it. I just got to wait for the payment to process and hope that my gym membership doesn't get cut off. First of all, I called First Citizens last month and told them no one was allowed to take money out of that account. The card needs to essentially be cut off. Cut it off. Does it look like that happened? They're still withdrawing money that should have never been withdrawn. And I called my bank. I did what I was supposed to do by calling my bank and notifying them that I wanted the card to be off, and not really off. I just didn't want anything to be drafted out of that account. I made sure of that. Fast forward, here we are, and my gym membership is cut off. The next thing will be my damn storage facility, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've done everything that I can do. It's making me depressed. Because imagine spending your savings on looking for work and nobody will hire you. I mean, the reality is that we're in a job shortage. I'm aware. So many businesses, especially in this area, are gone out of business. I would say that like 10% of the city disappeared in the past 5 years since COVID. 4 years. Shopping centers used to be full of people shopping on Sundays and Saturdays. It's not anymore. Hell, even restaurants are not busy anymore. Most restaurants close at damn 9 o'clock now because they don't have people in there spending money. So there's no reason for them to pay employees when there's nobody in there after 9. And the few job opportunities that I've had, which was at the places that I worked, people hired me with the intent of having sex with me. And that's the truth. I was only hired because I was pretty. And now I can't find a job because I am pretty. When you're a manager, you have to assess who you're dealing with and how it's going to affect your other workers. And I have no doubt that a lot of people have not hired me because I'm cute and skinny. You go into a lot of these places and it's clear to me that obesity is an epidemic, and you can see how people treat me. I can see how they treat me, and it tells me all I need to know about who I'm dealing with. I have never treated people the way that they treat me. Ever. I've retaliated and got back at them verbally, but I have never intentionally tried to harm somebody. Ever. Ever. Even when I was in my fist fight, I was defending my friend. You know, every fight I've ever been in was in defense of someone else or myself. I'm sick of being gaslit into that I'm this horrible, abusive, violent person. Not true. Do I have an anger problem? Absolutely. I'm trying to get that under control, and that's more than a lot of people are doing. So I don't want to hear about it. And nobody is going to make me talk about things that I don't feel comfortable talking about right now. I have real problems on my plate. A lot of people have the luxury of living at home with mama and daddy and having mama and daddy wipe their ass and pay for their Wi-Fi, and they don't even have a card. They don't even have a license. They don't have freedom. They're stuck in their basement playing video games, worried about what I'm doing because they're obsessed with me. Sometimes I forget that I'm not 25 anymore, you know? And I forget that I'm not 25 anymore. When you still look it, you still feel it, you know? So I forget. And once again, when you're kidnapped for as long as I was, and you don't have free will, and everybody else is making your decisions for you, when you finally come to freedom, it takes a while to find yourself again, in a way. Like, I've always knew who I was, but outside influences absolutely impacted my life. Like, no doubt about that. My whole life looks like this because of outside influences. I just want to be able to find a job that I want to wake up and go do every day. I mean, even if it's waiting tables, I want to do that because I'm helping others. I'm accommodating them. I'm waiting on them. That's what I want to be doing. I want to be waiting tables and or bartending. But I don't know. It seems like my criminal record and also my looks are kind of holding me back. But also, how much is it that they know me? What are the chances that they've seen me, that they know who I am? Because I'm telling you, as time goes on, I'll just be walking somewhere and see somebody glance at me and I'm like, oh God, they know me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's a look in people's eyes when they recognize you, and I can recognize that they recognize me. So the longer that I have a channel and the more views that I get, I'm seeing people in public, you know, and how many of those interviews, of the almost 500 in-person interviews in less than a year, how many of those did they know my channel and know what I stood for and my political beliefs and my Christian beliefs? And, you know, how has that affected me? I don't know. It probably has, though. Do I care? No. No. Because at the end of the day, when I'm being judged, no. I've sinned a lot in my life, and I'm trying to stop sinning. And I've made a 360. You know, it's funny because I have people finding old videos, and I love that because that shows how much I've changed. I'm glad that that's what I was talking about earlier today. I'm glad that there's a record of my past because that shows how much I've changed. You used to be able to look at me wrong and I'd whoop your ass. Like, seriously. Seriously. If you came at me, it was a wrap. And like I said, it was usually because somebody was coming at me. 99.9% of the time. I've never intentionally started a fight with somebody. I've never intentionally bullied somebody. I've never bullied anybody. Ever. Ever. Because I spent my whole school age getting bullied up until the point that I learned to fight. Middle school, that's when it really started to go down. And then that was a way for me to defend myself. If you wanted to pick on me, I'd whoop your ass and prove that you were a pussy, that you were. And you know, it's crazy. That's what I was talking about. Stupid people don't even realize they're stupid. It's like you can fight a stupid person. In their mind, they won this fight, even though their teeth are on the ground and they're bleeding. They're still stupid. They're still not going to get it. It's worthless to waste your time doing stuff like that because it's pointless, because they're dumb. They'll never get it. They'll never get it. You get it? You're wasting your time. Stupid people can't be helped. They don't even realize that they're stupid. That is something that I'm starting to realize, because back in the day, if you would come at me, especially when I was in school and stuff, you know, my parents told me if I lost a fight, then I was going to come home and get my ass whooped. So I never lost a fight because I didn't want to get my ass whooped, which is kind of sad to think about. 10-year-old little me there was this kid that was such a bully, and we were having 5th grade graduation, and he was like bullying me, and he called me names and stuff, and I don't remember what happened. I just remember him like flicking me. And when he turned around, I grabbed him by the rat tail and drug his ass all over the auditorium, whooping his ass. And I got in trouble for that. But it was okay for him to bully me for a year in class. It was okay for him to, flick me or spit on me or whatever he had done. That was fine. But when I retaliate, then there's a problem. So that was my childhood. But something that I was thinking about last night when I was bullying my bullies is that I could pull up and whoop all their asses and they still would not get it, because stupid people will never get it. I come from a time where we didn't talk with our mouths. We sure didn't. The 90s and the early 2000s was wild, y'all. You had to be careful what you said to people, because people would knock your fucking rock off. They would. They would knock your head off your shoulders. And back in the day, we didn't call the police because we weren't pussies. That's pussy behavior. You gonna run your mouth and then get mad that you got your ass whooped? How about not run your mouth? How about be a decent human and stop trying to bully people? That's the problem with society now today, is not enough people have been punched in the mouth. Plain and simple. They're too comfortable being gangster keyboards that they don't realize that some people will fuck them up. They don't get it. But once again, stupid people are so stupid, they'll never get it. They don't even realize they're stupid. It really reminds me of like my uncle who was mentally retarded. He didn't know he was retarded. He didn't even know it. He was living his best life. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that he was. He was a very happy man. But he didn't know that he was disabled. That's how stupid people are. They don't know that they're stupid. And resulting to violence is never good. It's never going to get your point across. It's never going to help the situation. And at the end of the day, their dumbasses will still be standing there as stupid as they was when you first met them. I do miss the old days of people just kind of handling things in a parking lot, 2 grown adults whooping each other's asses. I do miss that. I do miss being able to roll up and handle a disagreement and roll off and not have any police interaction. This upcoming generation, they start shit and then they run to the police. They do. They start shit and they run to the police for help. How about not starting shit? How about being a decent human and not treating people like shit and trying to bully people because you're jealous of them? How about confronting your own issues head on, your own pain, your own regret, your own dislikes about yourself, and fixing it? It's not that easy for stupid people. Stupid people, that's not even a normal concept for them. They deny, lie, and distance, and that's all they'll ever do. Most bullies are bullies because they're insecure. It falls back on self-esteem, and I feel bad for people that have a low self-esteem. But once again, just because something was done to you does not mean that you can go do something to somebody else. That makes you just as bad as the offender that offended you. But I do miss the old days where things were different. And we had so much respect for each other back then. It was so different than today. Like the fakeness, because of the internet, in my opinion, the fakeness, people are allowed to be faker than ever because of the internet. I guess I'm going to work out at the gym. It really sucks that that my phones don't work down there. They have Wi-Fi, but it doesn't work just like at all the other places. Make it make sense. I am past angry at the system. I'm tired of looking for work. I'm tired of answering these job interviews. I'm tired of talking to people that are insensitive. They lack education. Like, I know that it's, like Waffle House and McDonald's and McDonald's, did I tell y'all they sent me another letter that was revised? It said, we thought that we had already contacted you to tell you to stop applying for jobs here, but this is our second email in regards to you not filling out any more applications. So McDonald's has sent me an email from their corporate office twice telling me to stop applying because I'm a violent offender. That's another thing I was thinking about. You got to be pretty stupid to be fucking around with somebody who had 2 attempted murder charges. Like, that shows your level of stupidity. And I'm not saying because it's me. I'm saying me personally, if I found out that somebody had served hard time in maximum security prison, I think the best thing to do would be to leave them alone. That's what a smart person would do. So, that tells you how stupid people are, how stupid they are. They, once again, don't even realize that they're stupid. So I think this generation is lost. I think that a lot of them are going to have a hard life. Yep. I think a hard life. And can I just say, I can't help but to notice, never mind. That's me. Never mind. All I'm going to say is that there's probably 2 or 3 people that's going to end up on a damn sex offender registry one day. Mark my words. You heard it here first. When it happens, I'll drop it, baby. But there's a lot of weirdness going on in society nowadays. That's all I'm going to say on that. A lot of weirdness. The internet is breeding ground for pervertedness. We all know that porn and pornography and all of that stuff is horrible for your brain. But also, I've started to notice behavioral characteristics in certain people that view things. And we need to talk about porn on this channel and what it does to the brain and how detrimental it is to people. I've watched people throw their whole lives down the drain just to watch porn. I'm not even joking. I dated a guy that had a porn addiction. It was crazy, y'all. Crazy. He was crazy. He would rather be in the bathroom with his porn than working. That's a problem. I've noticed this a lot in certain people, certain demographics. But anyways, we need to talk about that, what it does to your brain and how bad it is. I'm so stressed out. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm already starting to go through mania, It comes from the uncertainty. Like I knew that filing that $200 lawsuit was going to cause me some stress, but it's causing me a lot more stress. And it's also like bringing up old wounds of like being kidnapped, being raped, flashbacks. I had nightmares last night. Like it comes from being held captive, from not being able to move about freely and like control my life. Like it just comes back on me when I'm reading stuff, preparing for this, and also just thinking about it. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And then to have these women coming forward, like, I don't trust these bitches. You bitches bullied me. I don't know. I must have been in a really great mood that morning that I wrote that on there. Because I sent out an SOS to the restaurant. I posted on their Google thing. I said, if anybody has been harmed by these people, get in contact with me and I'll help you. I really probably should have remembered the fact that they all tried to bully me because I wouldn't get involved in drug use and prostitution. I probably should have remembered that before I offered to help people, because I'm going to tell you right now, it definitely makes me angry. Absolutely. What if I was an 18, 20-year-old girl that didn't know no better? It's kind of crazy to think that a place like a restaurant would be behaving like that in this day and age, but I'm here to tell you that it's more common than you think. And it's going to get worse because they're not making any money. They don't make shit waiting tables. This Ruby Tuesdays over here, I bet those girls don't even make $50 a day. Because nobody's in there. There's no business. Nobody has money to go to Ruby Tuesdays. It's going to be $50 for 2 people to have 2 glasses of water and 2 salads. Like, ain't nobody got some money for that. So you go in there and there's nobody in there eating. So the girls are not making money. So a lot of these little mom and pops places, these little, especially in like Charlotte and Raleigh, yeah, those girls are seeing customers left and right out of the bars and grills that they work for. There's multiple places that I've told you guys about. We've talked about, I have videos posted in El Patio, and that place, you go in there and you're going to be like, how is this even possible? Like, it just doesn't even make sense. It's because of prostitution. That's going to kill the food service industry, as if it's not already bad enough. So when I filled my gas tank up this afternoon, I only put $50 in it, I think. And it got me right over a half a tank and 3/4, or close to 3/4. And I'm already back down to less than half a tank. I'm about to go over here and pay my gym membership. I have to pee. I'm so angry. Like, I think that I'm going through like the healing process of Stephanie was telling me today that she thinks that I'm going through the healing process like I lost a loved one. She's saying that the loss of my money and my financial, like being able to take care of myself and my home, realizing that, she said that I might go through like extreme guilt and then denial, and it's like losing a loved one. She says that I'm processing it like I lost a loved one. So now I guess I'm in the anger stage, and have been for like 2 or 3 days. Like, I felt it coming on last week with my period, but now I'm like enraged. Like, everything starts to go wrong. Everything. My phone won't work. The computer's fucking acting stupid. I haven't been able to find Wi-Fi all day. All of my job interviews sucked. And nothing is looking promising, and it hasn't been. And the crazy thing is there's still dumbasses out here that'll say, try harder. Bitch, you ain't even never looked for a job a day in your life. Get off my page. Yes, I do block people because they're stupid. So stupid. I was on my computer this morning for hours before I was even able to go use the bathroom and do anything because I had to check my emails. There are times that I put work and content above my own health, and then there's still idiots out here saying try harder. Like, whatever, girl. Like, and it's always people that don't try at all, which is what really enrages me. Like, get your shit together before I hunt you down and bitch slap you. Please. You gonna send me back to jail. And I ain't been in no trouble in over 10 years. It has been over 10 years. It's been right at, I do believe it was 2014. Let's see how far this reaches. It might have been 2016. I think I had a heroin charge. That was when I was on drugs. That was after my life was destroyed. Because I was white.